What's up guys, Junkyard Junkie back here with another video. Today we are working on a timing chain replacement for a 2.5 liter Mazda CX-7 2010 model. Okay guys, we want to first find TDC, or right before TDC, so we can use our tool. It is a 21mm. I got the spark plugs out so it turns real easy. I just stick this in here. Long screwdriver, just turn it over. Okay, there's the exhaust, goes down. Alright, starting to come back up now. So this is where the tools will come in, and I'll show you that in just a second. You can buy many different kits. I'm using OEM Ford camshaft alignment kit. Part number 2448. We're going to use this little one to find TDC, and then this will go into the camshafts. Okay, so right here is your little blind hole. This is to time it with that little tool. So it's 10mm. Get that on there. Take it off. So we're going to stick our little alignment tool in there. Make sure to run that all the way down. There we go. Now we've hit TDC. You'll hear it click if you didn't hear it, and you'll also feel it stop. Okay, now that we got the crankshaft at TDC, we want to verify the cams are in time. All you do is take the plate, stick it in there. It should be a snug little fit. There we go. They both went in, so that's good. If you're off by just a little bit, you can grab onto these flats, a little adjustable, and get it to line up properly. Okay guys, last thing to do is take an M6 bolt, and right here on your crankshaft pulley there's a hole that will line up with the cover. As long as you can thread that in there, we're all in time. Okay, so now we're going to take out the crankshaft pulley bolt, which is a 21mm. We're going to take out all the timing cover bolts. They are mostly 8s. There are a couple that are 13mm. So switch it to 10mm? Yes. Alright, 8mm. Alright, I check it off. Stand up, please. Okay, we got all those. Make sure you do the same thing. And now we'll pry off. Pry off the timing cover. Now we have the parts exposed. Okay, so here's a good time to show you. You look in there, that tool is hitting the counterweight of the crankshaft. So once it goes flush like that, it's ready to go. First I want to point out it's missing its oil guide right there. But first we're going to take these off. The 21mm, you want to counter hold it on the camshafts. Okay, that one loose. I'll do the same for the intake side. Alright. Now they'll freely spin out. Okay, so now should be able to slide them off just like so. Okay, so next we're going to take off these guides. A good idea is just to keep the bolts in the old one until you put the new one in. Over here, those are 8s there, and then the little tensioner would be 10mm. That just comes right off. Now we're down to the oil. Okay, so we got 8mm there, and then 8mm here. You'll have to counter hold it with the crankshaft. Okay, so this all comes out after you get this bolt out. This all comes out together. As you can see, there is a little lip right there. And it'll friction washers that I highly suggest you replace. So lip come to the outside. So I'll go ahead and put this on here. Try to keep that as clean as can be. So what you do is you go ahead and put it on there. Get it on there. It'll all slide together in one little piece. There is a little gap for this to go. That's good there. So you can see it just falls in there once you hit it. This will get torqued down at the end. For right now, we're just going to put it snug tight. Just get it hand tight here. Okay. Now we're going to do tensioner. All you do for that there. It's 8mm. And wrap that spring back around. Just like that. We're going to tighten her down. Let me find the torque specs for that. We'll torque it down. And then we'll also put the guide on here. Get a little bit more out of it. Okay, now that you got the oil sprocket tightened up and the guide and the temperature all torqued to spec, now we can move on to the next part. We're going to lube up with fresh oil on these guides for the actual chain. So Here's the first one. Just goes right in there. We'll put our tensioner back on there. While we're at it, we're going to take another clean one. Try not to get it dirty. Friction washer. These are like diamond plated, so just be careful with them. It's what keeps the motor going. Hard to get to. I'm actually going to have to wait to do the whole thing till 2 or 3 days so I can get the friction washers for the cams. But we'll go ahead and grab this other one and lube it up to fresh clean oil on there, that way it rides smooth. I also put my chain, get my chain a good soaking in it, just to make sure everything goes proper. I'll take these bolts out. The old one, put this new one up here. Just get them both started for now. Come down finger tight. Alright, now that they're finger tight, we will torque those down. Okay, so this gets torqued down to 101 inch-pounds. Between 71 and 101 inch-pounds. We're going to go to 100 just to make sure it's on there nice and tight. Go, now just go slowly until you feel it. Get that one pretty tight. I ain't there just yet, but I want to get the other one close. Alright, that one's there. That one's there. Okay, now we're going to put on our timing chain tensioner. Okay, time for the timing chain tensioner. Once again, these will go from 71 to 101 inch-pounds. So I'm going to go to 100 just to be safe. Rather it be on the tighter side when it comes to stuff like this. Alright, you want to go real slow with these smaller torque wrenches. Those 10mm anyways. So just remember, you want to go slow. That's it right there. This one. That's it right there. Now then, I'll have to wait till a few days for those washers to come in to finish this. But then once I do, I'll upload the whole video for y'all. Okay, this is a good time to change out your crankshaft seal. Just take a little thing like that, get a hammer, we'll knock it out, but be careful, you don't want to put too much pressure onto this thing itself. It's in there pretty tight. Get it out. Now we'll lube up the new one. You want to clean this up really good, and we'll put the new one in. Okay, this is what I'm using. I would normally go with Velcro, but I couldn't find any. Want to lube it up a little bit. Just use a rubber mallet to get it started. Okay, so I went ahead and tapped it in. There's a little lip there. You want to get past that lip. So it's not completely flush. Once you get that in there, you're good to go. Okay guys, we are back. The cam bolts are, here's the part number, L568-12-428, and then the washer that we really need is L3K9-12-429. See if I can get this in focus for you. There you go. And then here's the bolts, just in case I didn't get it in focus. There we go. Okay, so we're going to try and clean up these maintenance surfaces first thing. Just using this with a little brake cleaner. Okay. Okay, so now bolt goes through. Take your washer, try to be careful with it. Put it on. Run it down. Then just stick it on there. These will go between 51 and 55 foot-pounds of torque. We're just going to get it hand tight for the moment. Okay. Now we're going to do the same for the sprocket. Okay, now we're going to do the other side. You want the indentation to go towards the motor. We want to stick the bolt through. Then so stick the bolt through. Try not to touch the new washer too much. Kind of a pain to get down. Once you get it there, all we're going to do now is just align it. Okay. Okay guys, learn from my mistakes. So once you get these hand tight, just where they're a little loose, you want to take this back off, the guide back off. You also want to take this tensioner back off, and we will re-torque it. Okay, so get your chain all oiled up, nice and clean. Double check it, make sure there's no debris or nothing wrong with the chain. Go around this bottom sprocket first. Peer through the guide onto the intake. We'll come over here to the exhaust. Now it's going to be a little loose. Just make sure it's tied up here for right now. Put the guide back on first. So, just like that. Now then, we can take and put this back on. Tensioner. How that tensioner is going to work, there's slack, you'll push that out, make that tight. Now let's torque that back down. Okay, so 101 inch-pounds. Remember, go real slow. There you go, you got it properly torqued now. Okay, this is a good time to actually look at everything, make sure everything is proper, because you can redo the pin, but I don't like to. So we just pull the pin. There we go. Nice and tight. Okay, these camshaft cogs get torqued down to 51 to 57 foot-pounds, so I'm going to put mine on 53. Just counter hold it. Everything's nice and tight still. These are torqued properly. Should be good to go. Okay, so now we'll put the crankshaft pulley back on. Okay, now we're going to tighten down the oil pump sprocket. It goes to 15 to 22. I'm going to go to 21 foot-pounds. And just counter hold it. Alright, well, that's good to go. Okay guys, something I want to point out is this is something to be very aware of when you're taking it out. See how it's touching the crankshaft, the counterweight. So when you take this crankshaft bolt out, even if you're quick with it, as you can see, it's lost its place. So see, watch it come back in. So even, doesn't matter how well you do it, it's pretty much always going to do that when you loosen that bolt. Even if you use an impact. To remedy this, I'm going to use this little flywheel turner. Go to the back of the engine. You'll hear it click. Okay, so now we're going to make sure everything's in time. So first we're going to put the time cover back on. It's got these little dowel pins to help you line everything back up. Just go down with one bolt. Okay. Now we'll put the crankshaft on. There we go. Okay. Alright, we're going to put the crankshaft sensor back on. there is a little bit of an adjustment because you got to be right on the 5th tooth. I need to mark that tooth. Ratchet. So it's just a little 8mm. See how it's not perfectly aligned? Take it off, or you can move it. Right there in the middle. You can't really go wrong, but this is empty space C. See how it's got space? Empty space B. Come around. There's empty space A. And you got 1, 2, 3, 4, and the 5th tooth, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I marked it so you can see it better. Okay, now you can see that the crankshaft sensor is lined up with that. Okay, so now what we're going to do is taking out our specialty timing tools. Stick our screwdriver in here just so we know where we're at. Take out the camshaft bar. Take that out. Alright, so now we're going to turn it over. Make sure nothing binds or anything like that. There's one. Two. One more time. It's on its way back up. Stick your time tool back in. Alright. Now we're going to put our bolt back in the crankshaft, see if everything lights up. Or lines up, sorry. So that screws in there. That's still on there good. That's good. Now we want to check the cams. You may have to wiggle them a little bit, but as long as it goes in there, it's good. Okay, now that we got everything in there, we got the tool back in there, pin, and this tight chain, we're good to go. So we're going to take this off one more time, take the cover off, and get it ready. Definitely make sure your chain is nice and tight at this point. You want it to be nice and tight. Okay guys, this is your last chance to go over everything, and you want to clean up these mating surfaces real well, this and on the actual cover itself. And then let me show you. Here are the torque specs. So for all the little bolts, they will go to 71 to 101 inch-pounds, and then the 4 big bolts will go from 30 to 40 foot-pounds. Let's see. There we go. And that is the sequence in which you torque them down as well. It's like a crisscross pattern. Okay, remember to take out your timing tool and put back in just the regular bolt that was in there. And you're done. Just pause it if you need to. There you go. And then what I did after that was I definitely suggest you getting someone to hold the back of the motor by the flywheel and to torque this down. I left all the tools in at first, got it down to 75 foot-pounds because the torque spec is, let's see here, 71 through 76 foot-pounds for this. And then after you do that, you're going to want to go 90 degrees, and I will show you that in just a second where I did that. So I went to 75 foot-pounds, had someone hold the flywheel, and then if you see here, I had marked up here where it was at. I turned it 90 degrees. It can be anywhere from, let's see, let me give you that actual thing, 87 to 93 degrees. Then after that, you are done.